Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Morning Dooger. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. How's it going, guys? Welcome. I hope you're all having a lovely morning so far. Or, I don't know, a lovely something. A lovely day. Whatever part of the day it may be. I hope it's lovely. The camera angle is a little wonk because this is where I put the camera for Final Fantasy yesterday. So if you're like, little different, it's because it's like slightly higher than it normally is and it's at a different angle. So I just finished the rest of the Final Fantasy VII stream from yesterday. Yo, I had a blast. I had so much fun playing that game, to be honest. I thought that I understood the combat much better by the end of the stream. Not that the combat was like hard to figure out, but I'm still like clicking the wrong things sometimes, and yeah. There's some parts of it that I'm having trouble totally syncing with, so I still might change my keybinds, but yeah, overall the game though is very fun. I think I hope you stream more of it. We would love to watch. If that's true, yeah, I would love to stream more of it. I could play more of it tonight after Clarky's in bed. Hello, everybody. Oh man, I got some dabs to do. Bam! That's for Ampersand. Bam! For Mighty Deacon. And bam! For Distraction Comet. Thank you guys for the dabs. Oh no, it did the same thing again. It like hopped me up to the top. Hold on. It's okay. I can look back on it another time. Bam! For Nyreel. And bam! For Cookie Tanis. And that's all the dabs. You blew it again. You blew it again. You goofballs. I accidentally got rid of the post-show redemption, but I've realized I can make it come up on the activity feed, so it's fine. It's fine. We'll sort it out. Is your voluntary quarantine over yet? We're kind of in a weird place right now in England where we're not sure if we're about to be told that things will be stricter. So we're just kind of tentatively waiting to see what happens here. Is it possible to set a cooldown on the dabs? I don't know. I would have to look. I know obviously you can set like a certain number of things per day, which Sam apparently didn't know, which is funny. I usually don't catch these. What's up, dude? Hey, thanks for swinging by the Final Fantasy stream yesterday. It's been a shitty week for me. Anxiety has been hitting hard and I broke up with my girlfriend. I want to say thanks to you and Sam for making me laugh and distracting me from my thoughts. Thank you, Irish Geezer. I'm sorry. Stuff is hard enough without all the extra things, huh? It's been years since I've been able to see you live. What's up, Zexar? How are you? Yeah, we're just chilling. It's darker as well. It's darker right now because I've got this monitor here where I was playing Final Fantasy, but there's nothing on it currently. So I've got just like this big black box just on this side. Yeah, we're all kind of expecting that there will be an extension here as well. That's the general vibe. Because our hardest hitting days have been the last couple of days, I think. So, yeah, we're all just kind of mentally preparing for them to be like, you know what? You can't go outside to have a walk anymore. Like, we're making things a little stricter. But we'll see. In your opinion, should one play the original Final Fantasy VII first or jump into the remake? That's hard to say because the remake, since it's episodic, what I was saying yesterday, this isn't spoiler stuff. What I was saying yesterday is that when you played the original, most likely you had sections of time where you were grinding, right? Where you were like grinding levels. And so the way that they've done the remake with like the extra content and the world building and all of this has created a situation where instead of grinding, there's just other content to do. So I think they both have value, right? I love the original. I played it when I was really young. I adored it. And I blasted through it as fast as I could while still trying to do everything. This game, because they're putting it out in episodes, the remake, you aren't going to be able to just like get yourself invested and continue to play all the way through to the end. It's gorgeous, and I think that it's super fun, and I really love the extra content that's been in there so far. It hasn't felt like I'm watching Naruto and suddenly there's a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with the main storyline, right? Like everything feels cohesive. And it's so far, it's been very fun for me. So, I think they just both offer you different things. Final Fantasy VII is older. It's much older. Will I get what's going on if I know nothing about Final Fantasy VII? Oh, so you're asking, like... You guys are asking if Final Fantasy VII Remake needs the, like, building blocks of the regular Final Fantasy VII in order to enjoy it. No, absolutely not. It's a retelling of the exact same story. You don't need to have played or watched or experienced the original Final Fantasy VII at all. No, it's not necessary. The remake is literally starting from the beginning, totally new graphics, retelling the same story, but with a bunch of extra stuff thrown in there. So, also, for anybody who has never really dove into Final Fantasy stuff at all, every Final Fantasy is standalone. So playing Final Fantasy VII or the Final Fantasy VII Remake does not require you to have played any other Final Fantasies before. There are things that come up in each game, but they are not a through line at all. For example, there is a character named Sid in every single Final Fantasy, or nearly every Final Fantasy, right? There are things like that that are like connections between them all, but like the character Sid is never the same character, right? So it's not a thing where you need to have played them in order to understand anything about the other ones. So except for Final Fantasy X too, right? But that's another Final Fantasy X. So yeah, the remake is a lot of the combat from Final Fantasy 15. If you played 15 at all, it is similar combat to 15, but put in the world of 7. So I love Sid. I'd die for him. I love Cloud so much more than Noctis as a person that has not played Final Fantasy games in the past. The way that they've the characters in the original Final Fantasy VII, you definitely could tell who they are. Some of the characters got way more work in them than others. But the characters were definitely what people loved about Final Fantasy VII. So for them to look at the original 7 and say, okay, this game had a lot of really like bombastic characters in kind of like a dour world situation. And they were very, because of like the way that the art style had to be, right? Because everybody was just like blocks. the way that they expressed themselves was very big. And I think it's a really fun choice that they decided, even though the graphics are incredible in this game, everybody is still very bombastic and very big in how they express themselves. It's a really fun choice to me. It winds up making the game feel very campy, which kind of like juxtaposes what's going on inside of the game story-wise. And it also creates a situation where Cloud, who is kind of a he's just sort of, he comes across very edgy, but he's just like kind of an awkward, quiet dude. And so everybody else is so big. And then there's Cloud. I think that the way that they chose to do that is really, really fun. So any of you who haven't played the game before, who are going to be experiencing the game for the first time, it definitely has a style to it, and I like it a lot. So I hope that you like it a lot as well. I just want Sid back. We're not going to meet Sid in this chapter, sadly, but that's okay. Sorry, no spoilers. I'm sorry. There are a lot of characters and a lot of things that happen in the game that are not going to happen in this first like episode, and I'm like, man. How is the coffee distribution going during this time? It's honestly been okay because we have we're able to stay in operation currently. We have one guy that does the roasting and one person that does the shipping. So the like safety aspect of the work environment is good. Yeah. So we've been able to stay in business for now. We also started a section of the store called the Market. We're trying to like partner up with people who have been affected by like economically by what's going on, and aren't able to like easily sell their stuff anymore. We've been trying to like partner up with people to sell things in our store because we have the infrastructure and we're able to still work. So that sort of stuff has been interesting to try and do. Good afternoon, Grimista. How are you? I got some local coffee for the moment. It had a fox on the bag. Good rep, good rep. I'm 4 weeks into being isolated alone. It's really starting to get tough, I bet. Did you ever get someone to do a Doog wobble emote? Oh, no, we haven't figured any of that stuff out yet. I would love to do stuff like that, though. I think they're so funny, the ones that Sam has. Sam is so good about that stuff. Although, I guess, like, stuff like the Doog wobble was done without, like, he didn't ask for that stuff to happen. It just happened. Sleep got weird about 15 days in. Yeah, I think that's kind of a funny part of, like, because I've been reaching out to and talking to a lot of my friends during the quarantine, right? And most of them do not have children. So it's been hilarious talking to everybody who's like, yeah, my sleep schedule is like totally fucked up. I just go to bed at 6 a.m. and then wake up whenever and have nothing to do all day. And I'm like, oh, I still have to be on a schedule because, well, I'm still able to work, but also I have a child. So I still have to get up at a certain time in the morning to like be with my kid. Like, Clark is the best form of, you know, we still get up at this time and we still have lunch at this time and we still go to bed at this time, right? Like all of that stuff. But talking with everybody else that I know, they're like, yeah, I just don't. I also don't know what day it is anymore. I had to check my phone. I was like, am I doing Saturday morning Dooger today? Is this Saturday? Is it Sunday? Is it Easter? Did I miss Saturday morning Dooger? Two kids and working from home now is way more exhausting than going to the office. Yeah. I thought it was Tuesday. Honestly, I often don't know that it's Saturday until Saturday morning Dooger starts. So I'm everybody else's Clark. Not in like the child rearing way, but you know. Our child. This guy. Eyebrow wiggle. I'm making a bingo card. You know how I was saying that I'm going to make a Dodger quarantine bingo card? The idea of it is basically just to out myself on all of the weird shit that I've been doing while I've been in quarantine. I'm halfway through it. It's going pretty well so far. Oh, there's bunny ears. Guys, you can unlock bunny ears now with the Purbucks. Oh my gosh. There's 5 people in the house now. I feel like I can't get any alone time to get work done. Right when everything was starting, our neighbors, like a huge motorhome pulled up. And I was like, oh man, bad time for a visit, huh? Whoever these yahoos are. And they have not left. And I'm wondering if they're like older, like grandparents or something. And the family told them like, hey, I think everything's going to get shut down here. Or the grandparents were like, we really don't want to be alone. And so they just like came over and they've all just been in that house together. But I know that it's at least like 6 people that are in that house. I'm like, oh man, they must be really sick of each other by now. It's funny, you know, like it's a grass is greener situation, right? Like the people who are alone are like, God, I am desperate for some kind of interaction, you know? And then the people who have way too many in their house are like, Jesus Christ, I just need a minute by myself. Six in ours and no garden. Communal room has been taken over by one for work. Oof. I moved into a house alone right before it all kicked off. Yeah, I've lived by myself quite a few times in my life. And I keep thinking to myself, like, I wonder how I would be doing at this point. When I first lived by myself, my neighbor was my best friend in college. So we each had, like, super cheap falling apart studio apartments. If you watched my earliest YouTube videos, is that apartment, right, where everything was busted. My neighbor was my best friend, Sarah. So part of me is like, Sarah and I probably would have joined forces. Right? Like, Sarah and I probably would have at some point been like, you know what? Let's just quarantine together. But like when I was in Hollywood and living by myself, I think that probably would have been pretty tough at a certain point, for sure. Oh my gosh. Gassy, thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome, you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Or the host? Either way. Who gives a shit? Hi, dude. It's been forever. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, everybody. We're just sitting and chatting. Having my coffee. It's early afternoon here. My kid just went down for a nap. We do have follower only on, yeah. So you have to be a follower for a certain number of minutes. We had like a really bad bot problem for a while there. So that's the situation here, is that you have to be a follower for a certain number of minutes in order to participate in chat. So I'm sorry about that, but if you decide to stick around and hang out and watch, I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at base level, at the base level, it's, we don't want people who want to just come in and say something shitty be able to come in here and just say something shitty if they want. Like, they have to work for it. But also, there was a point where we turned on follower only, so you just had to click follow and then you could talk. And that dealt with the bots for a little while, and then the bots started to follow you in order to put links in chat. It was nuts. I don't know why so much effort goes into making bots as obnoxious as possible, but you have to work for that crappy behavior. Exactly. It sucks I can't go to the gym and I hate jogging. Oh my god. So yeah, Sam's brother is a scaffolder, and as long as they like follow the rules about like distancing and safety, they're able to continue to work. But all of the scaffolders are just going completely stir crazy. So out of piping, they built an outdoor gym. They just all like, they all banded together and they were like, all right, you build this, I'll build this over here. They all like built an outdoor gym that they can all use that's out like their like hub yard. It's like, you know, that's genius. My gym offers online classes and I love it. Oh, that's actually great. Erin, Happily Erin's daughter, is in a dance class, and the dance teacher was like, hey guys, we're going to continue to do our dance lessons, but over Zoom. So all of the kids can like join a Zoom call and they can all do the lessons in the living room. And the pictures that Erin has been posting are so cute. It's so cute. I started using Beat Saber as exercise routine. Yeah, I should totally just set up my VR stuff in here. But it gets so schwitzy in here, man. It gets really hot. Isn't Zoom the data selling one? Oh, yeah, people were talking about that, huh? I haven't used it in a very long time, so. Yeah, sorry. Like, it makes you sweat. It's hot. That's twice now in the last, like, 2 days that I've used a term that's kind of like a Yiddish-based term and had someone go, I have no idea what that means. What was the other one? What's the one? I used one of them with somebody here and they were like, oh, Fritz. I was talking about my phone and I said, yeah, I want to be taking more videos and photos of Clark for the family, but my phone has been on the fritz. And they were like, I don't know what that is. Schlep is a great one. I thought fritz was a common one. Not in England. Right? A lot of these terms on the far east and west coast, they're like really common. But, you know. We use it in Wales. Oh, well, there you go. Never mind. I'm wrong. Can't wait for my virtual German classes. It's going to be a fiasco. I can't spell it, but it's the Yiddish form of je ne sais quoi. Like, I don't know. A Yiddish term for, It's like you use the when you say that something has a little je ne sais quoi, it's like it has like something about it, right? Something almost that you can't describe with words, right? I'm not sure what that would be. Oh, chutzpah? Chutzpah isn't quite that though. I know that je ne sais quoi means like you don't know it, but that's how it's typically used in conversation. Everyone is taking walks and waving at each other here. I can see the stars at night because everything is closed. Silver lining is people will stop being such pricks all the time and remember what's important. There's definitely a lot of like a feeling between people just on the street of like we're going through the same shit, man. You know, there is a feeling like that, I think. Yeah, at least the way that I've always heard it and used it is chutzpah is like chutzpah. I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into that. Chutzpah is like you've got a lot of like vim and vigor to you, right? You're like sassy or punchy, you know. There's fire to you. Moxie is a good alternate term for chutzpah, yeah. No, I did not finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's like a 50+ hour game, I think. Or at least there's 50+ hours of content in it. I don't know if that's supposed to be like normal and hard together. I'm not sure. I planted, we'll see if they sprout, but I've planted seeds. I got a red bell pepper and we ate it in a stir fry, and then I kept the seeds and I've planted them in some soil, so we'll see if they sprout. And I did the thing where I chopped up a strawberry and threw that in some soil as well. So we'll see how those go. Somebody was saying that depending on where you buy your produce from, sometimes things are bred to not as easily to like keep people from using the seeds and having them work properly, which would be shitty if that's the case. But I'm still gonna try it. I did get my soil. That's so dumb. That's so dumb that people do that. Yeah, cilantro. I love cilantro. A lot of food cannot produce offspring. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. I know they do that with potatoes. Yeah, I wasn't sure like what all produce they do that with. Oh, my garlic started growing in the kitchen. I planted them outside and they're all going well so far. Yay! I'm trying to get a bulb of garlic to sprout here. It hasn't happened yet. We'll see. An Instant Pot is it's most well known as a pressure cooker, but Instant Pots are also slow cookers, so they're like dual pressure cooker and slow cookers. A lot of them now also have a saute function, so the idea is it's like a one pot thing. So say that you're making chili and in your recipe you're supposed to brown or like saute onions, garlic, and ground beef and then add it to a slow cooker with a bunch of other stuff. You can saute that stuff directly in the Instant Pot and then just add everything else and swap it over to slow cooker mode, as an example that I've used before. So yeah, they're nice. The pressure cooking just like really quickly can make stuff for you. But a lot of times it's not exactly how it would be if you just made it in the normal amount of time or if you slow cooked it, right? The flavors will be different and the textures of things specifically will be different. A lot of the recipes that are like, yeah, you just put all this shit in there and then, you also add in the pasta and you turn it on to pressure for 3 minutes or something. The pasta will feel different than if you had just cooked pasta. Oh my god, I saw a video of a dude who scooped up some pond water into a jar to make an ecosystem. I thought it might be something you'd totally do. Yeah, that is 100% something I would do. The second I started reading that, I was like, that sounds awesome. I should do that. Before I even read the rest. Rufus Brutus, thank you so much for gifting a sub. And Carzair, thank you so much for gifting a sub as well. Welcome, guys. Do it, I would follow you. But you're talking in chat, so you're already following me. Bazing! A friend of mine is really into pot gardens. I don't know what that is. Is that what that is? Just like creating an ecosystem and just letting it do the thing? Pot garden. Oh my god, it popped up immediately. Container gardening? What? Is this just... No, this is just putting plants in pots. Maybe that's what you meant. Just putting things in pots. Oh, my boyfriend's mom got me a really nice terrarium for my birthday last year and I broke it a month ago. I can't tell her. Oh, no. Can I tell you a story that might make you feel a little bit better? While I was growing up, every birthday I got a snow globe. They were typically Disney-themed snow globes. And I loved them. So my parents still have like this weird collection of Disney-themed snow globes back at the farmhouse that I didn't take with me. But they were always presents from my grandpa, my mom's dad, my papa. Because he wasn't ever really sure what to get me, and I got really into the snow globe thing, and so he just got me a snow globe every year. And one year I was looking at them on my bed, and I went to put all of them away, and I don't remember why. I was young enough that the image of the exact moment this happened is all that is really clear anymore. Does that make sense? But I used to run into my room, jump in the air, and then flop on my bed. You can see where this is going. I used to do that all the time. And it was really loud, and my dad could always tell when I did it, and he would always yell at me. So I ran into my room. I was doing something downstairs. Ran into my room, jumped, landed on the bed, and could just feel water all around my head. And just laid there like shocked, like, oh my god. Oh my god. Right? I don't remember which snow globe it was. Nothing. I just remember that I jumped, landed, somehow did not hurt myself, right? Because there's all kinds of like little fiddly things inside of those snow globes. Didn't hurt myself, but was just laying in water like, oh my god. Got up. The bed was soaked. Like, the thing was broken. There was water and glass everywhere. Ran downstairs. Daddy! And my dad helped me clean it up the whole time. Was just like, what do I tell you? I keep telling you. You gotta be more careful. You know, I don't want you to hurt yourself. You could have really hurt yourself. Like, this is the exact sort of situation where you should not do that. It's like, they're big. So the actual snow globe part is like this. And then there's normally like kind of a cool base and then some like bits inside, right? Water everywhere, glass everywhere, soaked all the way through to the mattress. Oh my God. I remember like the instant that I landed on the bed so vividly. It's weird. It's a memory that I recall when I'm having a dream where something horrifying happens, because it's like a really light version of this can't be happening, right? It's not a moment where anybody was hurt, where anybody died, like none of that, right? But it is a moment in my life where I remember that exact instant, because the thought in my head was, no, surely not. Right? Like, surely I did not just land on the snow globe that was on my bed. There's no way, right? So when I've told you guys before that I have recurring nightmares where I get into car accidents. In the moment when I'm like getting in the accident, I have a split second where I have that feeling of like, this definitely is not real. Like, this can't be real. And because it's a dream and I've had the same dream so many times, I'm like, no, this probably isn't real. It's probably not. But for a split second, I always think about the snow globe thing. Anyway, weird anecdotes. Yeah. My dad like picked through my hair to make sure that there wasn't like a bunch of glass and stuff in there, and then I had to take a long shower, and it was not good. It was not good. Bad memory. Can you think in your dream? I definitely do. I definitely think in my dreams. Because I think like, so I've told you guys about the false awakening thing that I have. It's like a weird, I'll keep it short because I have talked about this before, but it's like a weird sidestep. It's like a branch off of sleep paralysis, where I'm waking up in my dream over and over and over again, and every single time I think I've woken up for real, but I never have. So I wake up and I go about my day, and then suddenly I'm waking up again and I'm going about my day, and then I'm waking up again and I'm going about my day. So it always gets to a point where I'm like, I'm not actually awake anymore. And I'm definitely in the dream thinking to myself, like, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother getting out of bed because it's not real and I'm not awake. And then you start to think to yourself, how will I know when I am actually awake? I know from experience of having this many times that when I do finally wake up for real, it's obvious that it's real, but it's hard to discern what that actually feels like when you're still in the dream and you're questioning yourself, like, have I woken up? No. If I had woken up, I would know for certain that I was awake. And the fact that I'm not sure means that I'm not awake yet. It's so weird. My totem inside of those false awakening dreams is my phone or a watch or a clock, because when I try to see what time it is, it's always fuzzy and I can't read it. So that's the other, if I'm not sure, I'll look at my phone, and if I can't read it, I'm like, still asleep. It's weird. It's really trippy. But I definitely think a lot inside of those dreams. Because I'm like, am I awake? Am I not awake? How would I know if I'm awake? Is my phone fuzzy? My phone is fuzzy. But maybe it's just because I'm sleepy. You know, sometimes when you're sleepy, you can't quite see right. But I can see everything else fine. So it's so weird. some Inception shit. I know, people are always like, don't say that. Now everybody knows what your totem is. You're not supposed to tell anybody. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Green Panda. I hope you're having a good day. I still haven't seen Inception. Is it worth it? Oh my gosh. Inception would be like when I watched Friends for the first time recently. When I watched Friends, there were so many moments inside of Friends where I was like, oh, that's where that joke comes from. That would be you watching Inception now in the year 2020. Would be, oh. Because so many goofs came out of Inception. But it is a very good movie. Yeah. I wonder what it would be like watching that movie now if you had not seen it yet. Did you sleep right after your 10-hour marathon? I stayed up for another like half an hour because I can't go to sleep if I haven't double checked downstairs to make sure that everything is good. I hate going to bed if the living room still has toys all over the place. So if I haven't taken the time yet to clean up the toys, I will make sure that I clean up all the toys before I go to bed. Like that kind of a thing. So yeah, I went downstairs, double checked the kitchen, double checked the living room, closed all the blinds because some of them were still open even though it was 2 a.m. Climbed into bed, listened to Sam scream about something, and then fell asleep. Yeah. Ever since quarantine, I gave up on cleaning after my twins. Twins, though. I can't imagine. I literally can't imagine. I would daydream about having twins. And I'm sure that, like, at a certain point, it's probably nice because they just play together, right? But, God, that must be so much work. I feel for you. My mom is a twin. I have lots of twins in my family, which is why I told Sam that really early on because I was like, look, I have it genetically on both sides. So I could have twins, just FYI. It's a lot of work, but also you would think they would play together, but they don't. They fight over everything. It's like an arena up in this bitch. Is it just that either twins are best friends or they're worst enemies? Or is it that they are always both? My mom has described having a twin as like, she and her sister have always been best friends. Always, always, always. They talk every single day. Like, she said it's she just doesn't understand what it would be like to not have a sibling that has been there for every major step of the way for her entire life. That they just have like a connection that is different, and I believe that it's different. But I think it's really cute. They've always just adored each other. They've always been absolute best friends. And I'm like, I'm sure that there have been many moments where you guys hated each other, but like also loved each other at the same time, My kid is about to turn 2. Lots of April birthdays in this family. Clarky's going to turn 2. Auntie Beth is going to be having her birthday. Sam's dad's birthday just happened. My mom's birthday just happened. Tommy, our other little nephew, is going to have his birthday the day after Clark. So we're all talking about like, man, when this is all over, we're going to have a big old birthday barbecue because lots of birthdays are happening during quarantine. I know. She's so big. She's so big. A house full of Arieses. Well, both Clarky and Tommy are Tauruses. That strong feminine energy, you know. The terrible twos, you're in for a ride. Everyone talks about it, but you can't know until you've lived through it. So far, it's all right. She started having like little mini tantrums pretty early, I think. We've tried to lay lots of building blocks of like, you're really upset right now. You're not going to get what you want, but if you want a hug, I'm here. So a lot of times when she gets really upset, she screams, "Mommy, hug!" And I like give her a big hug. And normally she calms down while we're hugging. So, but it could get worse. Absolutely, it could get worse. So, I'm preparing. Oh no, that's cute. Yeah. We try to do a lot of like, I know you're frustrated right now. I know you're angry right now. She found out that on Instagram, one of the options for posting to a story is that you can just choose an option where you just draw a thing. And so now she'll go, "Mommy draw, mommy coloring, mommy phone, coloring, mommy phone." And so sometimes I'll give her my phone and let her like doodle in the Instagram app. And sometimes she does that for so long my phone dies. And then I'm like, "Phone's dead, honey. I don't know what you want me to do about it. We're all done." And she just loses it. It's the biggest like freakouts that she's had, I want to say, in the last month have just been over like, "What do you mean I can't draw anymore?" And I always try to redirect her, like, if you want to keep drawing, we can draw on paper. We can draw in Clarky book. Clark has a book that's like a sketchbook that I never used. So we call it the Clarky book. And in it is all of her stickers, her drawings, everything. So if she wants to draw on something, we're like, "Where do we draw?" In Clarky's book. So I try to redirect her to like, we can keep drawing. It just has to be with crayons and it has to be in Clarky's book. No. So, yeah. So those have been hard because I'm like, I get it. You're having a lot of fun and you're sad that you can't have fun anymore with this specific thing because she doesn't understand why it doesn't work anymore, right? So trying to be like, I get it. There's nothing I can do about it. I could put it on the charger, but I also need her to realize that sometimes you just can't do a thing anymore, right? So, like, I'm sorry, the phone is dead. We're all done with drawing with that right now. No. No. So I told Sam I want to see if I can find, if anybody has a recommendation, I want to see if I can find like a really, really basic art program to put on the iPad, since the iPad's a little bit bigger. And that way when she's wanting to do that, we can just open that up and be like, "Go for it, kid. Have fun. Doodle to your heart's content." I used to watch you way back during coffee time announcing your relationship with Sam and all that. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm living in England with Sam and our baby, and I've started a garden, and life's good. I can't complain too much, to be honest. My niece turned 3 last February. The meltdowns still happen. Not sure when they're supposed to start fading. I don't know. I mean, I've only had a kid for a couple of years, so I'm not speaking as an expert. But like, I'm trying to remember when I was able to kind of manage disappointment better. You know, and it's like really hard to remember when that would have been. I don't know. But I think for different kids it just takes longer. What is England like? It's exactly like Oregon. If you live in Oregon, guess what? If you're trying to like go on an adventure and go to another country and experience new things, don't go to England. It'll look the same. It's the same with castles. I still have yet to see a castle since moving here, so I'm just gonna maintain it's the same. Architecture is different. I use a lot of brick here, right? So, in America, the West Coast is mostly wood buildings. Don't really use brick. If you go to the East Coast, it's a lot of brick, but West Coast is a lot of wood. So here, it's like just the outdoors, the foliage, all of that. The weather is all exactly like Oregon, exactly like the Pacific Northwest. But the buildings are all like brickwork. Do people say God save the Queen a lot? No. I'm sorry. You're damn right we do. Oh, I mean, yes, they all say it all the time. We should, but we don't. Some people still have high tea. But it's not like a... Maybe if you're high society, you have it often. Here it seems like a very like, oh my gosh, we should do high tea. We should do that, right? It's like a thing. I'm hearing some stomping. Is that my child? Hold on. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check on my kid. Yeah, I'm wearing sloth pants. What? What are you gonna do about it? Fantastic. She's asleep. What a delight. I'm so happy. I thought for sure, she's been so amped up this morning, I thought for sure that she wasn't going to sleep very well. But you never know. Sometimes they're like really active in the morning, and then they're like, I don't want to sleep, and they have a really hard time settling down. And other times they're really active in the morning, and then you put them in bed. They're like, I don't want to. They just pass out. Does that mean it was Sam? No, that means it was the cats. Sam is definitely not awake yet. How amped are the kids for Easter? Can I read you a really cute message from Nanny? It's so cute. The Easter COVID update. Sadly, the Easter Bunny is displaying symptoms of COVID-19. He is obeying the 14-day isolation period, but his good friend the unicorn has kindly offered to take his place. She will be visiting all of the little people tomorrow morning to deliver eggs. If you would like her to prance in your back garden and leave her eggs there, as well as on the doorstep, please let her know. You will get a text in the morning to let you know that she is on her way and the little ones can watch for her. And then gave us all times for when to expect the Easter unicorn. So, Nanny is going to dress up as a unicorn tomorrow and go to everybody's houses. And from inside, we're going to watch the Easter unicorn place eggs in the backyard. And then she's going to wave and leave. It's very cute. I know. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. It's like the holiday armadillo. I was like, this is going to become a traditional thing, and all of our kids are going to argue with other children about whether or not the Easter unicorn is real. Unicorns lay eggs? You're asking that question like rabbits lay eggs. I thought this was a relaxing stream. Is it not anymore? Am I stressing you out? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm having quite a nice day so far. Amongst other things, participating in quarantine readathon organized by a local group on Goodreads. I wish you all a great weekend. That's cute. A quarantine readathon. I like it. Unicorns only do home births. Oh my gosh. Oh, watching SMD while painting. I love it. Rabbits give birth to about an average of 7 live young after a 30-day gestation period. Did you know that I found this out because we've been turning on the animal channel that is included with our TV somehow. There's an animal channel included with our smart TV. So we turn that on and we watch like weird little documentaries about animals. I had no idea that bears, when bears have babies, the bears are completely reliant on their mom until they're at least 2. And I was like, oh, we always make these goofs. Like, how come human babies are so useless for so long? And I was like, oh, bears have it rough too. They might be sneak charging you. They don't have any payment info of ours. There's no way for them to charge us. When they hatch from the bear eggs. Yeah, when the bears give birth right before hibernation, and then they wake up and the egg cracks. What was the other thing that we found out that I was like, whoa, that's so smart. But not smart, just like a natural thing. I think it was reindeer. Reindeer all have their babies at the same time. So when it was a documentary episode specifically about winter. So when all of the reindeer start having their babies, they all have them at the same time, and then they all like start walking instantly because they're all on the move. And I was like, holy shit. So they just have like all of these pregnant ass reindeer going on walks, and then suddenly everybody lays down and is like, hold up. I'm having a baby. rhino babies die if they're alone until they're 3 or 4 because of a broken heart and loneliness. No, that's so sad. Nathaniel Bot, thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Did someone gift me a sub? How do I find out? There's a bell at the top. There's like a little bell symbol that might have like a red notification number. If you look at that, it'll show notifications for anything that's happened to your account, including if somebody gifted you a sub and who it was. Time to hug all the rhinos. Don't do that. They're very aggro. Well, hippos are very aggro. I actually don't know about rhinos. I assume they are. They look aggro, but hippos kill more humans than like any other animal. Isn't that like, isn't it something weird like that?
Cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Alpacas are aggro. Alpacas are just mean. I had to take care of alpacas on the farm I worked at for a while, and they realized really quickly that I was much shorter than them. They just pushed me around. They were so rude. They were. They sucked. They were so mean. I thought that was llamas. I mean, alpacas are basically just tiny llamas. Normally, they're about the same height as a person. So imagine how big and puffed up they were feeling when the lady I was working for was like, hey, can you feed the alpacas? Just do this, this, and this. And I was like, sure, no problem. Walked in there and they were like, who's this short bitch? Just like bumping into me and shit. So rude. It was nearly full height at that point, by the way. Because this is when I was in college that I was working for this lady. So I was like early 20s. Yes, Clarky loves watching. She loves videos of, well, the list just keeps going. I feel like every time I talk to you guys, I'm like, Clark's really into this right now. And the list just keeps getting bigger. She doesn't really stop being into the earlier things. She just adds to the list of stuff that she's really interested in. She still is constantly building things. Blocks, bricks, etc. She wants them all out all the time so that she can play with them. Really into cars currently. Still loves owls, still loves bats, wants to be a ghost. just weird shit like that. She's obsessed with eggs because she's realized that eggs are where baby chickens come from because we've watched lots of chicken videos. So when we're making eggs, she always wants to play with the shell. So whenever I make eggs, I have to like rinse out the egg, like the shell, so that she can play with it. Fortunately, she's not asking to watch videos of spiders anymore. She still wants me to draw spiders on everything, but she's not asking me to show her videos of spiders anymore. If she did, I would do it, because I don't want her to be scared of spiders. I want it to be normal for her to be able to ask to watch a video of any animal that she wants. But I am a little relieved that I'm not sitting there just watching videos of baby spiders all the time anymore, because they do creep me out a little bit. I went for tarantulas. When she would ask, I would just pull up videos of tarantulas, because I know tarantulas are sweeties. But she loved the ones of the babies. She loved the baby ones. And a lot of the like baby spider videos are like, look at this egg hatch and billions of spiders get everywhere. And it just creeps me out so much. I don't have a problem with spiders. I just don't want to watch a video of a spider egg hatching, you know? It's like not fun. Clark loves it. So thank God she's not asking for it anymore. Oh, Sleepytron. Sam's mom is like that. Sam's mom is really petrified of spiders. but like tried so hard to put on this spiders aren't scary, they're fine, you know, like it's really rare for a spider to be able to hurt you, like you don't need to be worried about spiders. And inside she would be like, I hate spiders, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. But she didn't want her kids to be scared of them, so she would pretend. How on earth did she figure out that was a thing? Which, like, so she got really into Itsy Bitsy Spider. She loves the song. And then she started asking me to draw spiders. And then, normally when we get really interested in an animal, mommy will eventually say, do you want to see what they look like? And so that's how we got really into watching videos of bats and owls, of dogs and cats, of chickens, etc. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, I'll ask her if she wants to see videos of spiders. So I was like, do you want to see a video of a spider? And she goes, yes. Yes, please, mummy. That's her new thing is, yes, please. Yes, please, mummy. It's very cute. So I chose tarantulas because I know they're sweet. Pulled up videos of tarantulas. Turns out most of them are of tarantulas eating things. So avoided that because that's horrifying. In my mind, it's horrifying. Clark probably wouldn't care, but in my mind, I'm like, I don't really want to show her videos of spiders like eating other insects. So brought up videos of just tarantulas just chilling, and we're scrolling through on Instagram, and one of them was just of a bunch of like babies, and then it turned into mummy baby spiders. It just snowballs. It just snowballs on you. Are there any animals kids don't like? I don't know. I was talking about Octonauts. Clark started watching Octonauts. She's not like extremely into it, but she enjoys it when it's on. And I like it because it teaches kids about like sea creatures. I was telling chat about how hilarious it was to be watching that show and have them do an entire episode about the blobfish, because at the end of every episode they show you what the sea creature actually looks like, right? So say there's a whole episode about an octopus. At the end, they'll show you footage of an actual octopus, right? So this whole episode had this really adorable blobfish. We're finding out all of this information about him, and it's super cute. And then at the end, they're like, it's always in the format of the final song. The end part is like, go octopus, right? Like that kind of a thing. So imagine just a bunch of little voices going, go blobfish, go blobfish, go blobfish, with a picture of an actual blobfish. If you don't know what they look like, go ahead and look them up. They're not cute. I'm not saying that there's anything bad about them. They're just not very cute, you know? So to just have them depicted like so adorable in the show. And then have this just picture of an actual blobfish. It was so funny. It was so funny to me. It's like, oh, yep, that's what they look like. They're ugly cute though, like bulldogs. I don't feel like I could snuggle one, right? There are lots of creatures out there where people are like, wow, that's ugly. And I'm like, right, but I would cuddle it. Faux show. I don't know that I would cuddle a blobfish. They only look ugly when they're out of the water. What do they look like in the water? Blobfish in the water. Fair enough. You know what? The ones that are mid-swim, not bad. They're doing their best. Poor blobfish. I feel now they got a real bad rap. Also, they've got all of these little spiky hairs on them. Cute. Oh, they have bad PR. Poor blobfish. It's a media hit job. Poor blobfish. We need to champion for the blobfish, guys. The name doesn't help. That's true. They look normal 3,000 feet below water. You know, where they belong. That was the point of the kids show episode, so I guess it didn't work. Yeah, they definitely didn't show what blobfish look like when they're like swimming. That's so sad. I'm gonna write them a letter, a strongly worded letter about the blobfish. Oh, they're missing a vital fish organ that helps them keep their shape out of water. Get me your manager now. I'll be Karen. I'll be Karen for the blobfish. You aren't ugly. You're just out of your natural environment. Exactly. They didn't teach us that in the show. Maybe the whole show is a lie. Maybe we shouldn't watch Octonauts anymore. Talking about animals, can I say the shoebill stork is adorable, even though it looks like it's plotting to murder everyone? More Googling with Dodger. Shoebill stork. Oh, I think he's cute. The silent stillness of a shoebill stare is one of the links that came up. Just. They look a little sinister, but also like kind of mischievous, you know? I don't think he wants to cause anybody real harm. He's just thinking about a fun prank. It looks like a human in a bird costume. Oh my gosh. Sam and I were talking about, is Danny still here? Danny sent me a video of a TikTok of a guy finishing a puzzle. And then the other person in the room immediately just like throws the puzzle against the wall and it bursts into 2,000 pieces, right? And I was like, I would be furious if someone did that to me. And Danny was like, why? You just destroy your puzzles the second they're done anyway. And I was like, yeah, but I get to decide that I'm done with them. Right? Like, I'm the one who destroys them. If I, like, finished a puzzle and then Sam came in the room and was like, wow, cool puzzle, and just fucking yeeted it, I would be so mad. Right? And so I showed it to Sam, and Sam was like, yeah, that wouldn't. I don't think you'd talk to me if I did that. Because we were talking about like, is there a type of goof that we could pull on one another where we'd both laugh about it, right? And I think that that's totally determined by the person, right? So he showed me a video of there was a bowl of flour, and then a guy like picked up the bowl of flour and put a sticky thing on the counter and then put the bowl of flour on the sticky thing. and the person who was cooking came over and tried to pick up the bowl of flour and couldn't, and like yanked on it really hard, and it smacked him in the face, and flour went everywhere. And I was like, honestly, I give so little shits about like how I look and stuff. If you did that to me, I'd probably find it really funny. Right? Like, I don't give a shit if I'm covered in flour. Like, I think that would actually be pretty funny. But there are tons of people I can think of where if you did that to them, it would be like so unbelievably obnoxious that that's not a funny goof, right? You would need to like know the person really well to goof them that way. I'd be mad about cleaning it up. Yeah. I would make he would clean it up. Is the thing, right? It's not like I would be like, oh man, now I have to clean all this up. I'd be like, funny joke, honey. I'm gonna take a shower and you're gonna clean up all this fucking flour, right? Oh my gosh. It's starting to get warm here, y'all. It's starting to get warm here. What's the temp? Really? It's only 73. It just gets so hot in these rooms. Even with the windows, like the windows are wide open. It just gets so hot in these rooms. I try to create a draft. So when I'm not streaming, when we're not streaming, I try to like open up both windows or open up both doors and then open all the windows so that there's a draft going through the rooms. Kind of works. It kind of works. Have you had an inaugural British barbecue yet? No, because we do not have a barbecue and it is quarantine. Why are you not on the metric system yet? Because I don't have to be, because I have a phone that tells me what it is in Fahrenheit. You'll all be delighted to know that I did buy, or rather replace, my food scale. So I can just work on weight measurements in the future. I did move to the UK, yeah. We've been living here since December. I got my identification right before lockdown on travel happened. Will always and forever think of that as the most incredible blessing. Yeah. Oh, I'm joining again from long ago when I used to watch with Cox & Co. This is a great news. Thank you. Can't wait for you to start weighing yourself in stone. I have no idea how much I weigh. In pounds or otherwise. I guess at it. I'm of the opinion that I'm like doing pretty all right. You know? Do I look exactly how I wish I would look? No. But I'm like pretty healthy. And if I start exercising and feeling better, then that's really what matters. If I fit in my pants, I'm good. Yeah, some of my pairs of pants are getting tight. And I keep wondering to myself, is it because now that we use cloth diapers, I'm doing some loads in like really high temp? Is it because of that? And so I'm not being as careful about like what is washed cold and what is washed super hot. I should just make it so the super hot washes are just the diapers, right? And everything else is washed cold. That's before I was washing everything cold. But I'm worried that I'm starting to shrink things by accident. Cloth diapers, ew. When you can't find the right size of diaper, it's fine. I don't give a shit. I have to deal with a poopy diaper sometimes. Oh no. I never have to buy diapers again. Oh yeah. Yeah, Dodger wears cloth diaper. Yeah, I wear cloth diapers. So what? Well, you want to fight about it? You would have to do that anyway. Well, with a cloth diaper, so the like order of operations is very different. If you have disposable diapers, when they poop in them, you wrap them up and you throw them in the trash or in the diaper pail or whatever. When you have cloth diapers, if they poop in the diaper, it is then you having to take it to the bathroom and figure out whatever your system is for rinsing all of the poop off of the diaper and into the toilet. Which is the part of it that has a lot of people going, I would never, ever. But honestly, it hasn't been that bad. I think we could have transitioned her to cloth diapers much earlier than this, and it would have been fine. I just kept thinking, like, they just sound like such a pain in the ass. But it's been fine. It's been fine, and they're super cute. And I just, every day do one load of wash that is super, super hot. And I wash the diapers in that. You definitely save money on diapers. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to buy diapers anymore at all. So that's nice. Anything that cuts down on the number of things that we're having to go to the store for is worth it in my mind in this climate, right? I haven't used paper towels in like 2 or 3 years anyway. So we eliminated those pretty early. We don't have to get diapers anymore. A lot of the like paper products that are unnecessary, I'm in the process of cutting out. So as a nursing assistant, let me tell you, baby poop is 10,000 times better than adult poop. I would assume the opposite. Because how do we wind up having a poop conversation every stream? How does this happen? Is it me? Am I the problem? Fuck. Why do we keep doing this? I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the stream that people come to and are like, wow, I came at a weird time. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But it just happens every single stream.
Welcome.
Anyway,
Fine.
I would assume that adult poops would generally be more solid overall than kid poops are, is what I was going to say. Okay. It's a safe stream to talk about poop. I guess so. I have also, as an update on the, since we're talking about like zero wasty type stuff, as an update, I think I'm going to move on from the toothpaste tablets. I'm going to keep them for travel. They're fine. I just really don't enjoy using them generally. So I think I'm going to try like a toothpaste powder instead and see if that's better. Because the tablets are just rough sometimes. They're just really chalky. If you don't chew them up properly, they like stick to parts of your mouth. It's just weird. It's just a weird experience. They work fine and my breath smells great at the end and I definitely get to brush my teeth. But I'm just going to keep them for travel, I think, and try another option. Is this an LA thing? No, it's a lot of people are trying to come up with alternatives to toothpaste. And a older version of toothpaste is toothpaste powder. And toothpaste tablets are the other thing that have kind of like taken off as an idea. The reason being that every time you buy a tube of toothpaste, you have this like this container that the toothpaste was in that you're having to figure out what to do with. And as people are trying to make more informed decisions about what they do with their garbage, a lot of people are saying, well, I don't really need to have toothpaste. There are other options. So I've tried the toothpaste tablets now. It's literally just like, it looks like a mint. It's like a really tiny little tablet. You put it in your mouth and the idea is you chew it up and then wet down your toothbrush and start brushing your teeth and it turns into toothpaste in your mouth. It does work. It does work for sure, but you wind up with like a really chalky, weird feeling in your mouth at the very beginning of the process of brushing your teeth, and I really don't enjoy that. So they work and they're fine, and I'm keeping them and I'll use them when I travel, because it's a non like liquid-ish option to be able to take toothpaste with you, so that's nice. But since there are other options like the powder, I think I'm going to try the powder. What did the tablets come in? They came in a little paper box, so that's compostable. And then the container that I like keep them in is a tin. So a reusable tin. Do you use mouthwash? No. I don't really think that mouthwash is... I don't think mouthwash really does anything for you aside from make your breath smell really intense. It's an environmental thing, yeah. Yeah. Do they have toothpaste tablets in stores? If you live near a Lush, I think Lush has toothpaste tablets. Lush also has toothpaste powder. But some of my swaps that I've been doing, I've honestly just gotten off of Etsy. There are lots of stores on Etsy that are people that are making things that you can use in your home that either like biodegrade better or whatever. I can't handle the smell of a Lush store. Are you like really sensitive to my dad can't be around like perfumed things really. It really like irritates his nose. And I also worked for a lady who couldn't even be around like if you had washed your hair in like kind of a normal, say like Head and Shoulders or something. If I washed my hair in kind of a more mainstream shampoo, she could smell the perfumed elements of the shampoo and like could not be around me. Yeah, I never really wore perfume or anything either because of that, because my dad didn't really want to be able to smell it. So I would always go to school and walk behind somebody who smelled like a goddamn garden and be like, wow, they smell really good. But I never really wanted that for myself. Does that make sense? Like, it just doesn't, it feels weird to wear perfumes and things for me because I grew up never using them. I prefer more like cologne-y type scents. There is a perfume from Lush. I don't know why we're talking about Lush so much. I don't go there very often at all. There is a perfume at Lush called Karma that I really, really like. I originally got the bar soap version of it. But then they also turned it into a perfume bar. The Karma perfume I really, really like, but even that, I'm sometimes like, it's weird. It's weird to like artificially make myself smell like something. I don't know why. I love smelling perfumes and things on other people. I'm always really conscious when I wear perfume in public now. I definitely know people that put on too much. And I don't know if it's like I've been wearing stuff my whole life, and so it's hard to tell when it's too strong now, or if it's an age thing. I'm not sure. Dodger likes smelling people confirmed. I do. I was that really weird kid. We were all weird kids, but it's specifically for this reason in this context. I was the kid that would smell other people's hats, and everybody was like, Brooke, that's really weird. So I specifically had a friend named Tim who wore a hat every single day. And sometimes I would smell his hat, and he would be like, why are you smelling my hat? And I was like, I don't know. It's just like the smell of the hat. I don't know. Why did you smell their hat? I don't know. Maybe it was like a weird pheromone thing. Like trying to think about it logically. Maybe it was like there was a smell of it that smelled like Tim. And I liked Tim. I don't know. I smelled everybody's hats. But Tim was my friend, so I felt less awkward being like, can I smell your hat? This was like, how old was I when I was doing this? I want to say 8. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Tim. His dad was a firefighter. Tim was cool. Hi, Octo. It's like smelling people's hair. Yeah, I feel like smelling people's hair is a more acceptable thing. Even that is weird. But it's a more acceptable thing than smelling a person's hat. Why is Octo up? I don't know. Octo, why are you awake? Should you be in bed? Be honest. I feel like that's worse. Smelling someone's hair is worse than smelling someone's hat. I try to be very honest with people if I think they smell good. I can't totally gauge if that's weird. But sometimes when I'm around people and they smell really nice, I'll be like, you smell very good. I try to normalize that I'm gonna say that. I don't say it to strangers, but if I'm like in a room with people that I have met before and someone smells nice, I try to not feel weird about saying like, you smell really good. You know who smells good? Barry. Agreed. Barry smells very nice. Jesse usually smells very nice. We know that Jesse takes, 2 to 3 showers a day, so it would be weird if he didn't smell nice. When I was in college, somebody said to me, I'm trying to remember what the context of the conversation was, but somebody was like, try to think about how often you compliment people, and then also try to think about how you take compliments. Because I think it's really easy to be the sort of person who reacts badly to a compliment, right? But if you take the time to give a compliment, it's not that it like hurts your feelings when the other person is like, shut up, I'm ugly, right? But it does feel like they don't believe you, right? So the conversation was basically in the line of like, take compliments, you know, trust a person when they compliment you, number one, and also try to normalize giving compliments to other people, because there's nothing wrong with acknowledging like a good thing about a person. So I thought about that a lot when I was younger in college. And I've tried to be better about, if I think something positive about a person, I've tried to be better about just saying it. Yeah. So that it's in line with that, right? Is that I realized that I would always think when I was around somebody that I knew, if they smelled nice, I would always think to myself like, they smell really nice. And then I thought, would it be weird to just tell them that they smell nice? So I've tried to normalize telling people when I think they smell nice. Including girls, of course. Of course. Oh, my compliment to you is you're one of my favorite friends to make laugh because it makes me feel like I'm actually being funny. Your laugh is so genuine. Octo, stop it. That's very sweet. Thank you. I feel like that's one of those things men have a hard time doing without coming across as creepy. We were like kind of, well, I don't know that we were really talking about it or if I was just thinking about it while the conversation was going on, but Cry and I were talking about, he asked how many people I had a crush on that I can remember. We were doing a puzzle on stream and he was like, how many people did you have a crush on from like kindergarten to graduating high school? And he made kind of like a goof comment, like, well, you know, literally anybody who was nice to me, I would wind up having a crush on. And it wound up making me think to myself, like, I'm hoping that this is changing, but that women are more encouraged as they grow up to be more affectionate with each other and other people, right? And I think the side effect of that not really being a focus with young boys is that affection feels very like extreme, and it also feels really difficult to give back, right? So yeah, I understand that. I understand that feeling like it's maybe weird to compliment another guy or really anybody maybe, but I'm hoping that that's changing. I love when like when guys that I know like say I love you to each other and give each other big hugs all the time and things like that. I think younger men seeing guys that are older than them do that will be positive. So your laugh reminds me of the way my godmother laughs, and it's very comforting to me. Thank you. Aw, guys. Aaron says love you a lot, and it's very endearing. I know. I love that. I love that. I try to say I love you to all of my friends, regardless of gender and all that. having a conversation with Jesse. I can't remember who I was around. But at the end of the conversation, I was like, all right, bud, love you. And he was like, love you too. The person I was with was like, that was a very casual I love you. And I was like, yeah, he's one of my best friends. I love him. Normalize love. Normalize it. It's chill. Also, don't feel like you have to say I love you to people. Both are super chill. Oh, this is such a positive part of Twitch. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. I have lucked out. I've collected many very sweet individuals. And they stuck around, so delighted. All these motor sounds in the background. Oh, the car's driving by? Is it really loud? I can close the window. It's no big. It's not really loud? Okay. If it's obnoxious, just let me know. You can hear the birds too. There are very loud, lovely birds outside. So that is a nice aspect. We're still allowed to go get groceries. We're still allowed to hop in the car and go get groceries and things. Octo, the Arcadum game you're in is the one where you're playing Bofidis, right? Sam's in an Arcadum game right now as well. Everybody's like, Arcadum is such a good DM. I want to play with him. The Arcadum game is Huckleberry. Oh, damn. How many games are you in right now, Octo? Three, including the off-camera one. Do you have your own car now? I never get to watch, so I'm behind. I have put a small payment on a car. I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to buy it outright because he's an old man. It's an old man car. I'm not buying it from an old man. The car itself is an old man. But I love it. It's getting all fixed up right now. I went with my father-in-law to look at the car, and he knows a ton about cars, so he pointed out like all of the issues. But the guy also was like, I'm going to be real with you. I have all of these cars I'm trying to sell, and nobody's buying cars right now. Here's everything that's wrong with the car. I'm willing to get it all fixed before you take it home. But if you want to just take it home anyway, it drives fine. I'll knock like $1,000 off the price if you want to just take it without anything getting fixed, or, you know, we can discuss all of the stuff that needs to get done to it, and then I'll give it to you when that's done. So it should be done Friday, and then I'll have a car. Very excited about it. What are you naming it? I don't know yet. I'm trying to think of like grizzly old men anime characters. It's an old Range Rover. It's super like boxy. I love it. I love it so much. It's got a big ink stain on it. Fuck. It's great. It's perfect. I just got done watching your Hollow Knight playthrough. Oh my gosh. It's been a while. I'm so excited for more Hollow Knight content. It's going to be so good. Range Rovers are just nice to be in. It's a bit wider than I wanted, but I'm not going to be the only person driving it, right? Like both Sam and I are going to be driving it. So I didn't want to get another small car because Sam was always uncomfortable in my car. And I have all of these projects that I really wanted to do, so I wanted to make sure it had a big back seat. So everybody was like, well, an old Range Rover would still be reliable. Like, it would still be a good, reliable, safe car for the family. So, yeah. Are you playing the Darkest Dungeon DLC when it comes out? Maybe? Have you driven in the UK yet? I have, because I did the test drives. I did a test drive in this car. I drove on like wide streets and small streets. And it's fine. There was only one hiccup where I was like, wait, I'm about to turn left. Which lane am I getting into? Overall, yeah, it's been fine. Is it as weird as one would think driving on the wrong side of the road? No. Your brain adjusts really fast, to be honest. That's the thing. That is the thing, Gerzog. It's not which lane you're supposed to be in or which direction the car is supposed to be going in. It's relearning how, because you're on the opposite side of the car as well, right? So I'm having to relearn how to gauge how close to the center I can be because it's the other side of my body, right? So like being in the car and gauging like how close am I to the center? Am I too close to the center? Am I not close enough to the center? That's the part that's hard. What happened to press heart to continue? I really hate editing. All my videos were getting claimed or taken down. I wasn't making any money off of it anymore anyway. And I really enjoyed streaming. So I stopped using it. Editing sucks. Octo, you're saying that as the person who like gets a harebrained idea and will spend hours editing a goof. You don't want to know how much time I spent on the Bart hits Homer with a chair meme. You're right, I don't. I always have like ideas for things. Oh shoot. Oh no, we're good. Oh my god, for a second there I thought it was Sunday and I was like, "Oh fuck, it's MangaPod." This is, again, forgot what day I forget what day it is every day. Because I had a bunch of messages from Erin, and I was like, oh no, is it her being like, where are you? It was not. Anywho, I always have ideas for things like where I would have to edit mouths, and I always think of Octo, because I know Octo, like, spent so much of his life editing mouths for 50% off. And just seemed miserable about it. I'm always like, do I want to do that? Probably not. If Octo hated it, then I probably don't want to do it. It sucks ass. You were very good at it, though. When is the next manga pod, and what are you reading? Fantastic question. Bremen. Oh, that's right. We're reading Bremen. One of my old faves. Oh my gosh. Bremen, chapters 25 to 56. It's about a bunch of misfits that come together to try to take the world by storm with their rock music. It's wild. I read it when I was, I want to say like 14 or 15. And I adored it. And I got everybody to read it. I got everybody to read it for my birthday pod a while back. And everyone loved it. So I'm really excited to read more of it. Based on the fairy tale. It is not based on the fairy tale, but the fairy tale comes up. What was the one we read for your birthday pod that was that one dude going around and meeting all the princesses? Oh gosh. The one about the prince, the like shitty prince who goes into different like fucked up fairy tales. Yeah. Fuck, what was that called? I can't even remember. Ludwig? The one with Prince Ludwig. That's his name, right? Ludwig Kakume. That's it. We got there. Ludwig Kakume. It's a fairy tale parody by Kaori Yuki. Kaori Yuki writes some really fucked up shit. And did this weird side gig of like Bishonen dickhead who's going around trying to find a wife. It's so weird. Would you do any more ASMR stuff like you did with Polaris? One of the things that when we were talking about doing a subathon one day, one of the things that I wanted to put on there was an entire stream that would just be me very softly reading SCP descriptions. So I would collect like a bunch of SCP descriptions and then just spend like 4 hours just ASMR reading SCPs. We'll hit that goal in 2 minutes. I promise you that. I don't know if Arthur X Medic is still in here, but Arthur X Medic is the one who made the backing track for the Itachi song. And I just haven't done the vocals for it yet. Yeah! Arthur X Medic music in chat. Confirm, right? The backing music is done for the Itachi song. I just haven't recorded my voice. And then my buddy who said that he was gonna help me like with the vocals, he messaged me literally the other day and was like, "Are you still doing this project?" And I was like, "I am, I swear." I finished that in like 2 hours. It slaps. For a goof, it slaps. What's the project? So when I hit 5,000 subs a while back, I was like, holy shit, I gotta do something in honor of 5,000 subs. And at the time, our like rickroll on this channel was to play what's called the Itachi rap. It's a classic. Um, so I said, you know what? In honor of 5,000 subs, I will cover the Itachi rap. And I like the ball started rolling. All the right players were in their places, but I got so self-conscious about trying to record myself doing the Itachi rap that it never went anywhere. I'm the wheel that got jammed. So, yeah. Can I have a verse, please? Sure. Sure. I'm serious. Great. Yeah, absolutely. Of course you can. The only thing is, Happily Aaron has to be Naruto screaming Sasuke. I've already asked her and she's agreed. So she is Naruto screaming Sasuke in the background. Octa will be a verse, I guess. Yeah, it'll be very good. This is terrible and I love it. Yes. It's all coming together. It's all becoming a beautiful masterpiece. I think I told you guys I reached out to my brother because he doesn't have anything going on right now because he's a musician, so all of his stuff has been canceled. Which sucks. But I reached out to him and I was like, hey, there's this song from Hades that I love. Do you want to listen to it and see if you would want to help me do a cover of it? And he messaged me and said that he's been working on it and that he's having a lot of fun. So that's very fun as well. What are your general feelings toward Final Fantasy VII Remake? I really like it. I really, really like it. If you watch the VOD, there's a moment during the intro where I started crying. I felt very silly about it afterward, but I was just so I that game is so nostalgic for me, and I played it when I was like a young teenager. So I started crying during the very beginning of the game.
Cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. I think it's been really fun. The other thing I was saying earlier is that it doesn't, the stuff that they've put into like world build and stuff and give you more of like the characters and things like that. It doesn't feel like filler, you know. It all feels very cohesive. It all works really well. I've liked the pacing so far. I know that a lot of the critique that I've been hearing about the game is that there's too much, that they tried to like shove too much extra stuff in there. So far, I do not feel that way at all. Your shirt is cute. Do you remember where you got it? It's an old Omo Cat shirt. I don't know if they still sell it. But it's, yeah, it's literally like a little crop top. Too much is always better. Why are people complaining? I don't know that I totally agree with that. If the game was set up in a way where it was like, you can't progress with the story unless you do all of this other shit that has nothing to do with the game. And again, maybe it does feel like that at a certain point. But I've really liked it. I've really liked it so far. I think Omocat has a sale going on. Really? Here you go. I think the main reason is people are concerned we'll never see the rest of it. Is that a concern? That they wouldn't finish it? I have never thought that to myself. That they would put this first part out and that it would absolutely, no question, be a hit. At the very least, that they would sell so many copies of it. And then be like, all right, well, I guess we'll never finish that. That would be insane to me. It is episodic, yeah. So this game covers Midgar. That's all that we know. But yeah, I'm just loving, again, the characters were always the highlight of Final Fantasy VII, and I think the way that they've expanded on the characters and given even more personality to the characters really works. It's not a remaster, it's a complete remaking of the game. The combat system is different, the graphics are incredible, the game, the way that the story goes, all the major points are still hit and all the major scenes still happen, but the way that everything progresses is different, and there's way more in there. Lots of world building, lore building, you learn a lot about all of the characters. But yeah, please don't spoil things about the game, by the way. I'm trying very hard to be vague. The reason being, and you might be like, Final Fantasy VII's been out forever, it's not like I can spoil it. You can, number one, because there are so many people, you might be surprised, but there are so many people who were watching yesterday who were like, this game literally came out before I was born. I've never played it. This is my first opportunity to experience the game, right? There are 100% people in this chat right now that never played Final Fantasy VII, whether it wasn't on their radar, they weren't born, who cares? Whatever reason. The remake has come out now, and there is now interest in the game. So do not spoil what happens in the game, guys. Just don't do it. don't spoil major parts of the game. If people have been able to avoid the big things that happen in Final Fantasy VII, bless. Stay as pure as you possibly can, because it will 100% make a huge difference in how you experience the game. And I will do my best, and my mods will do their best, to create a situation where in this chat you are not going to have any of that spoiled for you. Right, chat? I don't want to send you to spoiler jail, but I will. Sure. Do you think it would make a good first Final Fantasy game? I think that the story of Final Fantasy VII is really solid. I adored it. It's hard. I can't speak about it from a place that's unbiased. It was one of my favorite games when I was a teenager, and I deep dived really hard into it. I didn't really latch on to any of the other Final Fantasies up to that point. I played them a little bit, but Final Fantasy VII was the first one that I like really fell in love with. So for me, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I mean, with the remake, it's gorgeous. The characters are so fun. Everything is like campy, but at the same time very serious, and I think that they like nailed the tone. The combat I'm still not amazing at, but there is an easy mode, and there's literally a way to play the game where you're just like, combat doesn't matter, only the story matters, right? There are lots of ways to experience the game with this new version of it. So yeah, I think it would be a great first Final Fantasy game. How old were you when you played Final Fantasy VII for the first time? So we realized that the game came out when I was 10, and I did not play it when it first came out. Because I played it on PC, and it was not out on PC for a while. So I think I was like 12 or 13 when I played it. Yo, what? Me too? Bam. Hell yeah. I am serious, yeah. PC boys? Because I didn't have a system. My house wasn't the sort of home where we bought every system or anything. But Tiri's was, and we would go and visit Tiri and her siblings. And my cousin David, her brother, had started playing it. And I was like, oh, this looks really cool. I didn't watch very much of it, but I remember like a couple years later, my mom and I, whenever I would go to Fred Meyer with her, I would always ask to go into the electronics area, and they had Final Fantasy VII for PC on sale, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could just play it on the computer. So I got it. I played it. Oh, my dad bought it for me at Office Max because they sometimes had games, and I begged him to get it for me. Yes, it had a million CDs in there. Yes. My house never had any consoles, forced me into deep diving into building PCs, and now I do it for a living. It all worked out, right? Yeah, my house was Nintendo only for a very long time. So my dad had an NES, and we were all obsessed with Tetris, and my brother and I played Super Mario Brothers together, but those were like the only games we had, really. My brother eventually got Double Dragon, and we played Double Dragon together. And then eventually my brother got a Super Nintendo, but he sold it. And when Nintendo 64 came out, my parents got the Nintendo 64 for the house, and we were like, holy shit, this is incredible. Mario looks amazing, right? And then after that was Xbox, I think. That was the progression of our household. I never had a Sony anything. Super Mario 64 literally looks like real life. It's true. My dad saw how addicted I got to The Sims and said he was never going to get me a game again. No! I've said this before, but I got so into Harvest Moon 64 that there was one video store in our town, and they had some video games, and they had Harvest Moon 64, and I rented it over and over and over and over and over again to play it. And my dad was like, literally, the cost of renting this game at this point, you could have just bought the game. And I was like, yeah, probably. When renting games was the thing, yeah. Yeah, man. Used to be. Did you have to restart it all the time? No. Because it was the same cartridge. They only had one copy of Harvest Moon, and I was the bitch that would bring it back and then just re-rent it instantly. No one else got to play Harvest Moon 64. I just kept it, basically. I'm on this weird streak of remixing so many games and having played none of them. Yeah, I know a lot of people that use like Redbox. That's still a renting system. We don't rent things really. I know there's like a renting system inside of Amazon as well. We've rented like movies with that. But if we can't find a show anywhere else, we'll just buy the season of the show on Amazon instead of renting it because we just don't know how long it's going to take to watch it, you know. Redbox doesn't do games anymore. There you go. Your video store must have loved you. I mean, at least I took the time to re-rent it instead of just keeping it and pretending I never had it. But I think that's because, like, with my library card, right? I kept that book forever, but I knew that the way that I behaved with the library was not reflecting badly on my family. Whereas we had a family renting thing at this place. So if I kept the video game forever, no one in my family could go in there and rent anything because they would be like, you need to bring back that game. So I had to be responsible about Harvest Moon. But the book about border collies that I got from the library and literally never gave back, you know, that only reflects badly on me, and I was all right with that. Speaking of which, I still need to get a library card for here. Obviously not now. Not during the pandemic, but I need to get a library card here. Altruistically selfish. Yeah, my dog Jake was half border collie. So my dad was like, "Oh, we should go to the library and we'll see if they have like a book that would be good for you with your new dog." I was like, "That's a great idea." Never gave that shit back. No, I have to go in there. I tried to sign up online. I have to like go in there and show them ID. Apparently. So. Did you throw the book away? No, it's still at my parents' house. The university library doesn't use fees. They just ban you from everything. That's a better way to do it. Right? Either pay for the thing or you literally can't use our services. I think that that's probably a better way to do it for students. Students already are like hurting for money, right? Like creating a situation where they potentially owe hundreds of dollars when they're already spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on books that they have to buy is just insane. I would love to stay, but I have to give an online class. Yo! Bless you. Give the collie fact back to the people. Look, they can go online and look up collie facts, okay? We just started our lockdown a couple days ago. How's everyone doing? We're doing okay. I was saying that everybody's in the UK is kind of sitting and waiting to see if the rules are going to get stricter. because they originally said it was going to be a certain number of weeks, but we're coming up on that point now. So whether we're going to hit that day and then they're going to say, okay, we're continuing the isolation, which we're assuming. You're going to continue the isolation and maybe make things even more strict. Maybe just keep things the way they are. I don't know. It depends on how they're feeling about it, because we've had a couple of really bad days here, so. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's been okay, though. They're saying that we're probably going to be in lockdown until June. But whether or not it's going to be, like, harsher or not is really what we're waiting on. I've spent most of my lockdown learning to cook. Yo, I'm going to be a pasta master by the time this is over. I've decided. A pasta master. Exactly. Yes, I want to be a pasta master. Making it fresh? Yeah. I have 2 gigantic bags of flour by accident, but like, you know, little blessings. I have 2 gigantic bags of flour. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna be a bread and pasta master by the end of this. Using a machine or by hand. So my mom got me a pasta machine. It's basically the same as a bread maker, but for pasta. So you put all of the ingredients in, and then it like kneads it inside, and then it pushes out pasta. Sometimes it's been amazing and the pasta's been great. Other times it has been a huge waste of flour. So I'm now at the mental point where I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna learn to make pasta by hand. So that's the stage I'm in currently. Is there a brand name? I'd love to see it. It's if you look up Philips, the brand Philips pasta maker, they'll come up. Yeah.
Welcome, you fine cat.
You can make soup dumplings. That's also true. I could make soup
babe.
dumplings. Yuna, welcome to the Cat Gang, and Cool Nona, welcome to the Cat Gang as well. Both of you, thank you very much for the subscriptions. I hope you're having a great day.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking.
Oh man,
babe.
3 days before I lost my job and the country went into lockdown, I got accepted into uni and decided to do my first year online. 3 days later, the campus unis were canceled, so I'm lucky. Oh my god. Yeah. Little blessings, right? You were ready for the exact situation that you're in. Yep, Jesse and I did do a class about ramen. And it was awesome. The way that they made the pasta or the noodles for ramen, it was like a really, really long process. It was so fun though. Yeah, I have multiple friends who are moving right now or like trying to move right now. Robo Necro, thank you very much for subscribing. And Sundari side character, happy 3 years. Happy anniversary. I hope you're having a great day. Matt Zilanka. Matt Zilanka. Look at all this. Matt Zilanka. Pasta Man. Look at all these cute pastas. I love them. man, I think it's going to be, understandably, a lot of practice, because when you're working with dough and you haven't been doing it, it's really difficult to tell when the dough is at the right stage, so it'll be a lot of practice to be able to tell like when it's right with both bread and pasta. What time is it? 3:30. All right. I think we're gonna start to wrap up. Sam went very late last night, and so I'm trying to decide whether I'm gonna do another stream tonight of Final Fantasy VII. So if you'd like that, let me know. But because of that, I'm gonna go and hang out with my kid a little longer and let Sam sleep a little bit more. I have no idea if he finished Final Fantasy VII. No clue. Yes? Okay, great. Cool. Yeah, we'll stream it some more tonight then. So if you haven't watched the VOD, or if you're catching up on the VOD, feel free. We are currently in chapter 8 of the game, if I remember correctly. 8 out of 18. So, all right. Let's go through this and read off everything that has happened today. Magic Maddie, thank you for the 30. Doozer Pin Dan, thank you for the 27. Null for the 6. Suzuki462 for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Stompa, thank you for the 19. Kiera for the 20. Arthur Medic Music, thank you for the 26. Bud Avi, thank you for gifting a sub to Omzi. And Elect, thank you for the 19. Irish Geezer for all of the biddies. Again, thank you for the sweet message. And Puster, thank you for the 5. Small Tom Gaming for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. I'm sorry I missed that. Spigglebomb, thank you for the 6. Hytiri for the 26. Lava Jackal for the 9. Happy Twitch Baby 2 as well. Duke60, thank you for the 21. Tetsu for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. I hope it's been a good year. Lord Garth, thank you for the 43. From Ninja Sam for the 40. GFY 9001 for the 17. ST Alex, thank you for the 4. Gassy, thank you again for the big host. If any of you are still here from hanging out at Gassy's place, in Gassy's house, I appreciate it. I hope you'll come back and hang out with us again. Princess Maddie Pan, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Naui Yume, thank you so much for the 2. Rufus Brutus and Carzer, thank you both so much for gifting subs. Mikon, thank you for the 18. Good Bloke once for the 58. Crystal Gem Larimer for the 22. Test Subject for the 3. Tons of Mayo for the 33. Bassist, thank you for the 4. Unpaid Satyr for the 62. Nathaniel Bott, thank you very much for subscribing. BLVK Crew, thank you very much for either adjusting your sub or continuing a gifted sub. I'm pretty sure it was one of those. Either way, I appreciate it. Thank you. Kwacha, thank you for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. R. Maseri, thank you for the biddies. Astral Alley, thank you very much for the raid. I'm sorry I missed that. Demoy, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Alias Found, thank you for the 43. Masona for the 65. Smart Guy for the 55. Josh Ferratu for the 35. Avi gifted a sub to Barosafu Barostar. Welcome back. Solartez, thank you very much for the biddies. Galaxy Ass, thank you for the 2. It's a good name. Shmoo Sticker, thank you for the 41. Moving Tarp for adjusting your sub in some way. I appreciate it. Sunrissa, thank you for the 18th. The way they write it out is just very weird, and I just don't know. But either way, I'm glad to have you. Sunrissa, thank you for the 18. Twin Forge for the 4. Cool Nona and Yuna and Robo Necro, thank you again for subscribing at the end here, guys. Sundari Side Character, again, thank you for the 3 years. And Meteorios, thank you for the 49. You guys are great and lovely. Who is streaming right now? Do you guys have any recommendations? W Tile says, chat, you're silly and I love it. G Mad says, everyone in chat, including the blobfish, are cuties, no matter where they are. Carzer says, it's okay, everybody poops. Distraction Comet says, to Basmandius, this is a compliment, you big cutie. Oz Frog Girl says, your laugh reminds me of the way my godmother laughs. Right, that was a very sweet message. Thank you, Frog Girl. Gmad says, I love you, chat. Plasma Phoenix says, do you know why Octo doesn't have a sword? Because he's a gem. Adorable. Peanuts, thank you so much for the Valentine that says, holy crap, I got to 1K with no sub. And Plasma Phoenix says, shout out to Jared for being a bro. An actual bro. It's true. Oh, Magic Maddie, we never did your cheers. I'm going to give your points back. I'm sorry about that. It's my bad. My hair looks beautiful. Oh, I thank you. I can't say I washed it this time. It's just down. That's all. Hold on. Let me do that. Arcelbo redeemed the post show and wants me to do Take on Me. Aurora Peachy is great. Let me see. Aurora Peachy, huh? Only happy vibes here. Doing just chatting. All right. Sure. Be nice. I don't know this person. They've just been recommended by someone in the community. So don't be too overwhelming. Be sweet. Be kind. Okay? Bam. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Wow. Ba da ba ba da da ba ba da ba ba da da ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba. Take on me, take on me, take me out, take on me, I'll be gone, but on me. Take on me, da 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 da, ba ba do ba beep ba da ba, be do ba be do ba be da ba.